breaking details about a big story in Apopka this morning. A football player arrested, accused of shooting two other players during last night's practice.
The Apopka police chief tells us it all started with a fight between players. Two of those players were shot. As you know, we had a news conference from the chief just a few minutes ago.
That's right. And here's what's shocking. This boy is just 11 years old. Fox 35's Morgan Parrish joining us live from Apopka this morning. And Morgan, that was sort of the one detail that we were waiting on. Yeah. What is the age of the shooter? And I think all of our, chins dropped when we heard just 11.
Right. Good morning. That's right. Yeah, we have been wondering, how young are these football players that were involved in the shooting? And now we do know that 11-year-old is charged with one count of attempted homicide murder. Now, Chief McKinley says he doesn't believe he's going to add any more charges because of his age. And also, we're still waiting on some surveillance footage from the security camera from that football field. But Chief McKinley says that, of course, we're not going to name names or they're going to redact, faces, again, because of his age. But we do know that this was an isolated incident. Let's pull a video from the scene late last night. This happened at the Northwest.
11? He's 11? Bro, you gotta be kidding me.
Again, that 11-year-old is only charged with that one count of second-degree attempted homicide murder. So we do know that the 11-year-old ended up running to a car. We learned that that was actually his parents' car, and that was when he got the gun and started shooting at the two other victims. Now, Chief McKinley says that the gun was owned by the parents, but the issue was it was not secured or was it locked in a case. So also, McKinley says that there was an unruly crowd when he and other officers first arrived, and right now that 11-year-old is booked in juvenile detention center. So we're still waiting on some more details. I do have this police report. I'm sifting through it right now, but take a listen to what Chief McKinley had to say about that young football player's age.
This is a serious charge, and we're talking about an 11-year-old child here. I don't think there's a need to stack on charges on an 11-year-old child that has no criminal history. He's in the system. We want to make sure that he gets the assistance he needs to put this past him and become a productive member of our society.
Plus, new video into the newsroom shows the moments an 11-year-old shot two 13-year-olds at a Pop Warner football practice. Thanks for joining us. I'm Emily McLeod in for Ginger Gadsden.
And I'm 11 years old. What is going on, man?
Austin, the video is chilling. It shows the moment that 11-year-old grabbed a gun from a car before shooting at the teens at the Northwest Recreation Complex in Apopka last night. News 6's Catherine Silver has the details.
Two 13-year-olds shot an 11-year-old in custody, and Pop Warner practice canceled here in Apopka, where police say so many other kids witnessed this violence. What the chief of police says is the result of a young boy picking up a gun to solve his problems.
Is he black? Bro.
Video from a city camera shows the 11-year-old opening the passenger door of his mother's car and reaching inside. He turns and within seconds opens fire. We've paused it here and chosen not to show you the aftermath because of the age of the people involved.
It's a sad day when an 11-year-old can gain access to a firearm.
Police say the 11-year-old knew.
He just went in the car and took the gun right out the car. What in the... why do your kids feel like they can do that? I mean, I understand if he was bullied or something, it's like, man, why does he feel like he should grab a gun and shoot somebody? Man, I break my kid's neck. They already know it. Won't do none of that. In Jesus' name.
Where to get the gun in a box under the passenger seat. Law enforcement says his mother was inside the car waiting for practice to end Monday night.
My son got shot.
One of the first calls for help after the shooting came from a parent of one of the 13-year-old victims.
This started as an argument over something at the Pop Warner practice.
Apopka police say the two older boys were chasing the 11-year-old to the car in the parking lot. The video shows that, and the chief says it shows the victims.
Yeah, bullying him. Like 5 times bigger than him. They're gonna beat it. They're gonna beat his ass. What he do because he can't beat him? He gonna get a gun and shoot them. Like, this should serve as your kids should know not to be beating up on other kids, because they might shoot your ass. Okay. It should be a question about it.
Backs were turned when he pulled the trigger.
I think the video shows that it went beyond bullying. The two victims were running away when the shot was fired.
A report released by police the day after the shooting shows the initial fight was over a bag of chips. It turned physical and then ended when law enforcement say the 11-year-old fired one shot that hit both 13-year-old boys.
Really? At Pop Warner Field, this is one of the most safest fields.
Calvin Cabarrus is a former pastor for Pop Warner. Do you think
it don't look safe if the bully's trying to beat the boy up, man? I'm not saying that he should have shot him. No. Why they feel like they can just bully up on people? I mean, your kids bully, that's what they do, you know, but why do they feel like they can just do it so openly? You know, look, man, our community's been torn up by violence, man. It's everywhere, right? Man, you better raise your kid up in the word. You understand? You better raise them up in the word so they understand who's in charge. That's what this is about. You know, communities, man, they need to really start teaching their kids biblical values, the Bible. It's the only thing that works. Raise your kid in the word and they won't go astray from it. It's all there. That's what's missing here, especially in these public school systems, you know. Don't get me started on that. Institutions, government jails for kids, you know. Don't get me started on it. That's tragic, though.
I think it speaks to a bigger issue?
It's a much bigger issue because, as you can see, over the last month, all of the violence that's taken place in our area has been with teens.
Apopka Pop Warner's board released a statement saying, in part, they will keep parents informed as they work through this difficult time together. The chief of police says it's time for the entire community to reflect.
Young juveniles, and they're getting younger every day, that have access to guns. But the more disturbing part is that they believe that that gun, that firearm, is a resolution to their problem.
The 11-year-old boy is now facing an attempted murder charge. The chief of police says it is likely his mother will face a misdemeanor charge because the gun was not secure.
So look, I mean, I teach my kids gun safety. I think that's very important. You know, I take them out. My son's done shot AR-15s. He shot all sorts of guns. We live in West Virginia. I shot, you know, all sorts of guns. You know, we teach them safety and we teach them the power of a firearm, though. You know, even my 7-year-old, he's done shot all sorts of guns. Every gun we own, he done shot it. They understand the power of a pistol and a firearm and the AR-15, what they can actually do. You know, and regarding like who they hang around, you know, I tell my kids that they have to be very careful. That, you know, there's like a little kid around here. I ain't gonna say his name. I mean, he's short, chubby, and he thinks that everybody's supposed to be afraid of him. I mean, he's a bully. This comes from his parents not really teaching him that he can get his ass busted if he confronts wrong people. So what I tell my kids, is as soon as you see him, walk away. If he starts trouble, walk away. You know, I keep telling that, and sometimes I catch them out there playing with them anyway. If they look like they're getting along, I leave them alone, but I keep my eye on them. But you know, some kids are just, they're going to bully. They're going to pick on your kids for no reason. You know, my kids are Bible thumpers, so they get picked on all the time. You know, they had to disown some of their friends because they talk about the Bible all the time, and the kids don't want to hear it. So, you know, I always tell my kids, like, you're hanging around other people's kids, but you know, their parents are teaching them all this. So we gotta be careful, you know, because the parents are doing this. The parents are the ones who are responsible for what they do, how they think, and all that. So, you know, a kid can be taught the right things about gun safety. You know, they can respect a firearm. They can learn how to use them and not go out and bust somebody. Okay? So, you know, thankfully that they are, the sheriff sounds like he's remorseful because the kid's 11 years old. He's 11. You know, it's a bad situation. It's very difficult to watch. And you wonder, like, what, you know, if the mom was sitting in the car, why in the world, like, why does this boy feel like he could just go and grab a gun? Like he should, where's the dad also? I don't hear anything about the father. I just, you know, nowadays I just don't hear enough about the dads. Like, where are the fathers? That's the part that really gets me. Like, where are the dads, bro? I just don't understand. But you guys let me know what you think in the comments. I mean, I'm hoping for the best, praying for the kids that were shot, but hopefully this teaches them a valuable lesson, man. Stop bullying. And the other kid that did the shooting, he's gonna have to live with that. You know, I don't know what kind of time we're gonna keep an eye on the story. I don't know what kind of sentence he's gonna get, but totally avoidable. You know, totally avoidable. Anyway, like and subscribe to my channel. Comment, share my videos. Till next time.